Now, we are on this topic of time, speed, and distance. Now, time just is equivalent to the duration of a given whatever. But time is just about the duration. And time is always measured in hours, minutes, and seconds. Now, from hours, minutes, and seconds, we are supposed to know the relationship between these three things. Now, we are supposed to know 1 hour is equivalent to how many minutes? 1 hour is equivalent to how many minutes? 60 minutes. Then 1 minute is equivalent to how many seconds? 60 seconds. So it means 1 hour, it is 60 minutes. So if you have your time, and if you are talking about an hour is equivalent to 60 minutes. But 1 minute is equivalent to 60 seconds. Now, we want to know about the relationship between hours and seconds. If 1 hour is equivalent to 60 minutes, how about how many hours, or what can I say? If 1 hour is 60 minutes, but what is 1 hour about the seconds? If 1 hour is 60 minutes, how about 1 hour and the seconds? So we'll say 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. Are we together there? 60 minutes. But 1 minute is equivalent to 60 seconds. Are we together? Now the relationship between hours and seconds will come in here because we are supposed to combine. We see how many hours is equivalent to how many seconds. Now we shall going to say 1 hour is equivalent to 60 minutes. But in seconds, we are supposed to multiply by 60. Now this is in seconds. Now it means 1 hour is equal to how many seconds? 3,600 seconds. Now we are supposed to know these things because when it comes in converting hours to seconds or hours to minutes, we are supposed to know how many hours it is, how many minutes. How many hours does 60 or a minute have? How many seconds is 1 hour? Are we together there? How many seconds is 1 hour? We have seen 3,600 seconds is 1 hour. So for example, if I say convert 2 hours into minutes, what can I do here? Now, converting 2 hours into minutes, the first question that you are supposed to ask yourself, how many hours is how many minutes? How many minutes is just 1 hour? So we'll say 1 hour is how many minutes? 60 minutes. So if 1 hour is 60 minutes, so it means how about 2 hours? So we cross multiply. We shall going to realize 2 hours is equivalent to how many minutes? 120. Another question I can ask you this way: convert 3 hours, 3.5 hours into seconds. Are we together?
Yes.
3.5 hours in 2 seconds. So what can we do here? Okay? Don't forget this one here. You ask yourself, if 1 hour is equivalent to 60 minutes, how about 3.5 hours? Are we together? Are we together here? So 1 hour is 60 minutes. How about 3.5 hours? But you should know that we want to convert to seconds. Are we together?
Yes.
I'm moving slowly by slowly, not confusing. I move you slowly by slowly. So 1 hour is equivalent to 60 minutes. Now from there, you can decide either to convert these hours into minutes, then to seconds. Are we together there?
Yes.
Or we can decide to convert hours direct to seconds. We have seen here 1 hour is equivalent to 3,600 seconds. Now let us use the long route first, the long method. Now we want to convert this one into minutes first. We convert them in minutes, then we shall go to do it for other seconds. Now here we have 3.5 hours. It's good this one, we make it in proper fraction. Are we together? This is 2 times 3
6.
plus 1.
7.
That is 7/2 hours. If 1 hour is 60 minutes, how about this one here? So what's the answer? 210. So this is equivalent to 210 minutes. Are we together? So if 1 hour is 60 minutes, 3.5 hours is equivalent to 260 minutes. And 10, 210 minutes. But the question we are supposed to convert to seconds. I've said let us use the long method first. So what I'm going to say here, we have 210 minutes. Are we together? Now we want to convert this one into seconds. Now we are going to ask ourselves, 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. Now how about 210 minutes? How about 210? You cross multiply. That is 210 times 60 over 1 is equal to
12,900.
20,000? 12,000.
Yes.
600
600.
and 600. This way, what? Seconds. Understood? That's how we convert these things. Very simple. Now, question like this can just come in your exam, the next coming exam, and some of people will miss. Why? Because you don't know the relationship between hours, minutes, and seconds. But from now, I know you know the relationship between hours. Huh? Which one? How this 210? Who will tell us how we have get 210 here? Who will come and do this one very fast? Yes, come and do it. Show this two brothers here. No problem. No problem. Have you seen it? Where's my sister here? It's the same as this one. I've been moving faster here, but it's good to show you properly. We have said 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. Are we together? Now we have said this one, we convert them into proper fraction. So we start ask 1 hour is 60 minutes. How about 7/2 hours? So like this one, 1 hour is 60 minutes. How about 7/2 hours? We are expecting more. Are we together?
Yes.
So it will be 7/2 over 1 times 60. Are we together?
Yes.
So Kazembe 1, Kazembe here,
30.
30. You will get 210. Understood? Right. good that you get data here so that we can clean the board. Now, have you understood from here? Understood? Because we still under this one. There are so many things here we're supposed to know. Something else that I'm supposed to teach you under time. We have seen how to convert hours to minutes, minutes to seconds. Now I want to show you something very important. Now time. Time, if you don't see it, no problem. Just sit down, no problem. I can just make use of this here. Now look at me here. We have seen the relationship between hours, minutes, and seconds. But now I want to show you something that is normally tested in the exam. Sometimes you can be asked to add a very simple mathematics, that is example 2 or example 3, like add 3 hours and 30 minutes plus 2 hours and 45 minutes. This is mathematics. Look at this here. Add 3 hours and 30 minutes plus 2 hours and 45 minutes. So, what can we do here? Now look at me here. 3 hours and 30 minutes plus 2 hours and 45 minutes, we added them. Now look at me here. Don't do anything there. Just check what I'm doing here. I will give you time. You add. We normally start from this side, yeah, moving down. Just clean, no problem. Clean the board. 0 plus 5 is 5. 3 plus 4 is 7. Can we put 7 here? No. Why? I want only one person. Just stand up. Show me. Yes.
Because the 1 hour is 60 minutes.
Good. No clap for my answer here. That is the only reason we have. We have added 0 plus 5 here, no problem. But 3 plus 4 here is 7. And if we put 7 here, we shall going to have 75. Are we together? Yes. We shall going to have 75 minutes. Now, 75 minutes here, these minutes are more than an hour. Why? Because 1 hour is equivalent to 60 minutes. Now, if 1 hour is 60 minutes, how many? We have how many 60 here? 1. Remain how many minutes? 50. Yes. Now we are supposed to put the remaining minutes here. Then we carry the 1 hour. Are you getting my point? Yes. Yes. So we put here the 15 minutes, the remaining minutes after we subtract 60 here. We are remaining with 15 minutes. Now we leave the 15 minutes here. Then we carry the 60 minutes, which is equivalent to 1 hour to this side. So if it comes this side, it is not 60. It is 1 hour. Are you getting me there? Yes. Now, if it is 1 hour, we can add now. We take 1 plus 3, 4 plus 2, 6 hours. Are we together there? Yes. Are you enjoying? Are you getting something? Yes. Yes. Okay, let me get another example. Subtract 10 hours and 45 minutes (10 hours and 45 minutes) minus 5 hours and 48 minutes. Are we together? Yes. Subtract 10 hours and 45 minutes. Subtract 10 hours and 45 minutes, 5 hours and 48 minutes. So we subtract 5 hours and 48 minutes from this one here. That is the correct English. We subtract 5 hours and 45 and 48 minutes from 10 hours and 45 minutes. Are we together? Yes. Now let us now subtract. Now if we subtract 5 minus 8, is it possible? Yes. Not possible? Yes. Okay. It's not possible. Is it possible? Yes. 5 minus 8. It is impossible. Yes. Now let us make it possible. Now, if we do come across such a question, this is 45 minutes. Are we together? Yes. This is 48 minutes. Now, 45 minutes we can't subtract 48 minutes because we are going to make it with negative. Are we together then? Yes. Now, the only thing that can help us here, we are supposed to go and borrow somewhere. Are you getting my friend from the back there? Yes. This is simple mathematics, but it's hard. We subtract now 45 minus 48. Now, if you can see it properly, it is very difficult for us to subtract 45 minutes. We subtract 48 minutes. Now, the only thing that we can do here, we apply borrowing. Are we together? Yes. Now, we borrow here 1 hour. We borrow 1 hour, which is equivalent to how many minutes? Now, in your mind, you have to say that I have borrowed 60 minutes. I have borrowed 60. Now, can put 60 minutes there? Then you add. What is 60 plus 45? That is 105 minutes. Now, this is in your head. Not there, but in your head. We have carried the 1 hour, which is equivalent to 60 minutes. We have added it here because 45 minutes cannot subtract 48. That's why we have borrowed 1 hour. So if we add here, we get 105 minutes. Now 105 minutes, we can subtract 48. Simple. Now we can subtract, now we have 48 minutes. Can we subtract and show me with the answer? 57. We get 57. 57 what? 57 minutes. Now this is not 1 hour. Are we together there? Yes. So we can't carry this one. We leave it here. Now we have borrowed 1 hour, that is 60 minutes. We have subtracted. Now we are remaining with 57 minutes. There. Then here, don't forget that we have borrowed. How many hours remaining now? 9. Now take 9 minus 5. 4 what? Hours. Now you realize you are getting the answer. 4 hours and 57 minutes. Yes. Are we together there? Yes. Understood? Yes. That is about subtracting